What's up, y'all? My name is Jeremiah Pouncey, and I'm a Cornell vet student, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes from Mexico. So my first veterinary externship abroad was with Dr. Sheridan, also known as Dr. Sheddy, and she runs a YouTube channel called Vet Tales, or operation called Vet Tales more so. Now, what she and her partner do is they travel around the world on a boat, and they go to different remote villages and communities around the world, and they provide free vet care for all of them, which is an insane concept in and of itself, but it's something that's really commendable. And all of their operation is funded through Patreon and YouTube and different social media platforms, whether it's ads or donations. So people from around the world are actually supporting this work, which I absolutely love. So from start to finish, we did different house calls as well as set up a clinic. And when I say house calls, I'm talking about sailing for days at a time just to go to one family with a couple of dogs to be able to provide free vet care for them. And that's something that's really impactful to me, just based off of the fact that their entire operation runs off of donations and giving back to people that not only love their animals, but don't have the financial opportunity or just opportunity in general to receive vet care. Because genuinely, the animals, they just need vaccinations, they need spays, they need neuters, and they need some sort of booster. But to be able to get that vet care, there's just certain things that some people just don't have the resources to be able to sacrifice for. And it doesn't mean that they love their animals any less than the next person. It just means that they don't have the resources to be able to dedicate to this animal or that animal. But throughout this entire experience, I was able to practice a lot of my tools that I learned throughout my first year and a half of vet school, where I was doing a lot of physical exams and being able to essentially perform wellness checks on a lot of dogs and a lot of puppies as well. And then on top of that, being able to talk to the owners in little broken Spanish from the little bit that I've been able to learn from different people as well as on Duolingo. But at the end of the day, being able to express some sort of client communication, even if it was just mainly body language, to be able to figure out what I need to do, how I need to do it, and be able to communicate the value that I'm trying to provide to them in an effective way that they actually understand. And this type of work warms my heart so much because it really comes from a really good place, and the work is definitely needed. But to be able to see people that actually are making a living out of this off of donations, not because they're making money off of it, is really heartwarming to see. So after we were actually giving the injections and we did all the different things, we had various booklets that we were actually able to give the owners that told them what vaccine they got, when the next one is going to be needed, and if they were like spayed, if they were neutered, pretty much just a little health passport for each of their pets. And that helps for whenever there's another clinic that happens in the future that Vet Tales puts on. Like we did one that we were able to see around 40 dogs and cats that they would actually be able to bring back and let us know what we did before and when something needs to happen again. Or if they actually were able to get the resources to go to a vet now or notice the necessity for veterinary care, they actually made that sacrifice to go to an actual vet to be able to get the medications, be able to get the vaccines and get the boosters that's needed for their animal. And being from a American state, it's really easy to get down into the weeds of this animal needs this and this and this and this and this and this and the quote unquote gold standard of care. But one of the things that is needing to change and is slowly changing within the world of veterinary medicine is the spectrum of care and even just cultural understanding. Because the same way that American culture allows us to view pets and view animals in one sense, in a different culture, in a different country with people that have a whole bunch of different experiences and backgrounds from us, coming from America, we're stepping into a different world that has different cultures and see those same pets and animals as something different. And it doesn't mean that one is right or wrong, but it means that at the end of the day, we need to make sure that the client is satisfied at the end of the day and that the patient has the care that they need also at the end of the day. Because regardless of what we feel as vets, we need to practice the best medicine, but we also need to be able to serve and give value to our client and the patient. And one of my favorite clients, or one of my favorite patients, actually patients and clients, there was a kid that owned this cat and named the cat Hello Kitty. But this cat I fell in love with. I'm more so a dog person, but the cat just touched my heart. She had a whole bunch of ectopic dermatitis on different parts of her body, and being able to treat that and explain to the kid and the family that they need to go to the vet regularly and understand that it is important to go to the vet is very fulfilling to me in the way that I was able to explain and communicate effectively with them in a way that made it seem like they understood where I was coming from and I understood where they were coming from. And outside of the veterinary work that I was doing on this actual externship, a big component was actually being able to take a break and just experience nature at the end of the day. We went snorkeling at the different ports and different places that we actually anchored down in. And we even were face to face with an eel, which was a whole nother thing because I didn't even notice it. The camouflage was absolutely insane. But luckily we saw it. Luckily nobody got hurt, nobody got shocked. But it was really cool at the end of the day. And it's something that I'm really appreciative of. Not like seeing the eel. Well, seeing the eel was cool, but just being able to be one with nature and not have any time constraint about you need to do this, and this. Because going to different countries, you're able to notice a different pace of life and a different understanding of what life means and what brings peace and joy to life. Because outside of the veterinary work that I was able to do and outside of the medical knowledge and theory that I learned, one of the biggest things that I took away from that entire experience was actually the people that I met, like Jim and Sheddy, and the different clients that I interacted with, and being able to understand and learn what experiences made them unique and how their view on life has informed their every decision to this day. Because regardless of where they came from, regardless of what their work was before they got into the world of veterinary medicine, they all had something that meant something to them. And they've all come to understand that life is more than just accolades, it's more than just your career. It's about the experiences that you have, it's about becoming at peace with being still and being able to give back and serve people. And of course, as an American, at least in my experience, there's definitely a culture of being on go, go, go. There's definitely a culture of just hustling and getting what you need done because you need to get it done. But throughout my entire experience in Mexico, I just came across a lot of people that saw life as more than just a career. It was about the family time that you had. It was about the downtime that you were able to just spend literally sitting on the beach or just walking around or just talking with people. And I feel like when I used to take breaks, one of the big things that I always used to get in my head about was I could be doing this or that. I feel like my brain is just rotting. But being able to just sit on the boat, being able to enjoy life, being able to talk to people from different walks of life is really fulfilling. And it's something that I've been trying to do in terms of being able to take a break and not feel like my brain is rotting away. It taught me so much more than just being a vet. And I feel like if you're within the vet world and have a great first externship experience or externship experience in general, being able to have a culturally enriching experience and making sure that you tie your personal growth outside of just like the medical knowledge and theory knowledge that you're going to get, that you'll find the externship that much more valuable for you. So I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of Through Jeremiah's Eyes. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.